We started attending the summit on our first week of college, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah. So that was like 8 years ago now, so it was August of 2012. We graduated May of 2016 and got married in that summer, so August. We had both decided to pursue somewhat unique vocational opportunities. So I had started a company when I was in undergrad, and then Sarah was raising support to work at Reality Ministries in downtown Durham. Luma, the company I had started, we were going to run out of money. And so I think we sat down and again just really prayed about whether we were to keep pursuing Luma, and felt like the answer was yes. And we felt so strongly that the answer was yes that we said, okay, we're gonna tithe, and not only off of Sarah's salary, but we're gonna tithe as if Luma was funded.
Just like another act of obedience and saying, like, we believe you're
we believe this
bring it to completion,
yeah,
Lord.
This is where we are, and so we're gonna act as if it has already been completed.
When you give your first and your best, it puts you into that immediate posture of surrender.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Lord, it's yours. It's all yours. You can do with it what you want, and it's not about me anymore.
Yeah, so we tithed off of 2 salaries when we were living off of like a quarter of one.
And our budget wasn't supposed to work every month. Like, it shouldn't have worked. And every month, Cole would do the budget, sit down on Sundays and do the budget. And it just worked every single month. He'd always be like, Sarah, come here.
Thing.
You have to see this happen again.
A budget is just addition and subtraction. And our budget was like addition and subtraction and miracle.
We remember it with fondness and such a beautiful season, but it was also very hard. I feel like it's just so cool to see the way that the Lord brought flourishing of our marriage and different things through that hard. And that whole season, those 4 to 6 months that Cole and I were in, where we didn't know what life was going to look like, it felt like the wilderness. And we so many times thought the season was changing or funding was going to come through, and it didn't, and it fell through over and over and over again. And it felt like the Lord wasn't there. Like, where are you, God? Like, we're asking for these things and we're acting in obedience and they're not coming. And eventually Luma did get funded. And so I think we exited that season of wilderness, and the cool thing was that we got to know Christ better because of it. Everyone talks about like the plans that God has for you, how they're to prosper you, not harm you, and to give you a hope and a future and good welfare and all these good things. But I think we forget that it's like, yeah, those things are good, but it's about knowing Him and knowing that He knows you and that He has a plan for you. And so we exited that season of wilderness, and the grace that we found was knowing Him more. And so through that journey of us being like saying, okay, Lord, like, we're going to give you everything we have, and we don't know what it's going to look like, we just got to know Jesus better.